Good morning, gang. It is Monday. And you know what that means? It's Motivational Monday. And so, how we're going to get ourselves up this morning, how we're going to get ourselves through this week, I was thinking about it. There's a lot going on. I'm sure all of you know. There's school board elections, there's a mayoral race this year, there's a few aldermen up for election. That's just politics, right? So, this year we've got a bunch of stuff going on. With the channel, I'm growing a few businesses. We're in the process of buying a business. It's just nonstop. It's nonstop. New technology. If you're in your HVAC field, you know that they're phasing out an old refrigerant and phasing in a new one. It'll be hard. So and the new ones are all flammable. So it's like all your equipment needs to be like, static proof, so you don't have a static shock that just flashes all the refrigerant into a blazing ball of fire, consuming you and your new equipment and your old equipment and yada yada. So there's a lot of different things that are happening this year, and it's like, wow. Whew. And when a lot of things are going on, and I have a tendency to get anxiety. And I don't know if any of you experience anxiety. And a lot of people that I know that have anxiety, they don't understand it. They can't put their finger on it. If they do, they just call it anxiety. They call it crippling anxiety. And here's the thing. I have things that will try to cripple me, and I will not be crippled. I don't know if it's the driving force inside me. I don't know how I can convey that to you in a podcast, but all things exist for a reason, right? Why does fear exist? Fear exists so that you will run away and enjoy the beauty of living tomorrow by taking flight over fight. Some of us get angry, and they use that as motivation into their fight, so they stay and fight. And all of these things have a natural purpose, right? They wouldn't exist, right? Fear wouldn't exist if it wasn't necessary for your survival. And I don't think anybody sits down and wonders what anxiety is, other than it is considered the fear of the unknown, right? Well, I harness that. That is my body's way of saying, hey, Kevin, you've got so much going on, and I think you forgot about this. And so, I will feel really anxious and wonder what's going on. And while I sleep, my brain will give me I will dream about the biggest pressing priority issue that I am anxious about. And then I know that's what I have to tackle. I have to come up with a plan. And so this way that the future is a little clearer, that there is no anxiety. There is no unknown because I know a bunch of it. So the anxiety is almost minimized. And so I use that desire to get rid of the anxiety to satiate the issue that I'm having. And it is a self-preservation method. That's what anxiety, that's what I believe it is there for. My body would not be anxious about upcoming deadlines on things and, due dates and problems I don't want to address, right? The dragon under the rug, we've discussed John Kent's book on the show many a time. We don't want to let the dragon become huge and then we cannot stop it. The dragon will consume us. So my body when dragons get to a certain point, it becomes the forefront of my anxiety and it kicks in. And so actually with that is what we're using this week. I want you to kind of just think about all the different things that you have briefly on this Monday morning and be like, well, I have this crippling guilt. Okay, well, guess what? The reason you have guilt is because you've done something that you believe to be wrong, and you need to fix that, or you need to come clean. Maybe you have you have crippling anxiety. Well, guess what? Maybe you should find out where that anxiety is coming from and tackle it. These are all the different things that you need to handle as an adult in this world, and use that to motivate your week, to give you purpose, to give you something to do this week, and that would drive you. And then by next week, you'll feel so much better because or at least your anxieties will be lower because maybe it's 2 weeks to get rid of that anxiety because it takes you 2 weeks to formulate a plan. And I've been there. I've been on business deals where it just racks your brain for 2 weeks to come up with that plan. and how you're going to move forward and what you need to do and all these other things. And maybe it's just you have to put in the work to get to that part of the plan. And putting in work sometimes can be week-long processes. So, but utilize that. Figure out the plan, figure out what you need to focus on, get those tasks done, and you'll watch your anxiety drop. And use that to motivate yourself through the week, because you'll be lost in the stuff you have to get done. There's no time for rests. There's no time for breaks. It's time to get motivated, baby. It is Monday morning, and we have a whole week ahead of us to get shit done. So with that, I'm going to say Kevin here, signing out. Deuces. We'll see you tomorrow.